Today is Monday, June 3rd, second day of our trip.
And Karen, just so you know, too, did people look at your ears? Oh yeah. And so we had a couple of mistakes, but they should be good. Let us know. Okay. The only thing is to use the suggestion before getting to the hill. And so his ears make sure it's in a good spot.
And it's starting off to be a beautiful day. This old Honda motorcycle caught my eye as I was coming up the hill, so I stopped to take a picture, and look what name is on the mailbox. That's great. Here's my ancestral dog barking at me. This is the house next door to the Dunn house, and they have their own work of art in front as well. This is the road and valley we've been climbing out from Backroads. And we're headed in that direction. We've turned onto the Barra Peninsula, and it's got a lot of growth. I'm amazed at all the ferns. This is the entrance to the U Experience.
Wonderful, isn't it?
Yes. Another incredible Backroads luncheon spread.
It's a really pretty spread.
Oh, they always do a great job. I've seen the secret cookbook and it's wonderful. Right there's the U garden where we had lunch. And this is called the Kaha Pass. Here's a guy just hanging out. Apparently the owners paint a dye on them to mark them as theirs. I've seen sheep with red also. Here's a buddy. I think I see a lake way in the distance. And that is still County Cork. We're about to go through these tunnels and we'll be in County Kerry. This is Molly Gallivan's cottage. This is all the old stuff that would have been in your grandmother's kitchen way back, and it smells wonderful. This is Lorge Chocolatier. And I have just sampled dark chocolate and cumin dark chocolate and basil.
Where are you from, Doug?
Dark chocolate from Madagascar with smoked almonds.
Hello. Hello.
This is basil, toffee forge, Kenmare, and praline.
Thank you.
And the warm up.
Beautiful. It just started to sprinkle a little bit out This there.
Yes?
It's hot. Careful, it's very hot. I'm gonna still one more
It
of this
smells
one.
heavenly.
Thank you so much. There you go.
Want to kind of get a picture of the kitchen?
Yes. What are you working on right there?
I was gonna say, in case when you record, you said, what is strange green color? It's actually a white chocolate with matcha tea.
Matcha tea.
Matcha. It's a special
Oh, matcha.
tea. It's a traditional Japanese tea that they use for celebration.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like a green tea, but it's 150 times more antioxidants than a regular tea. So they use that for special occasion.
Wow, so your the chocolate is really oxidant.
Antioxidant.
Thank you, antioxidant.
Well, this one, yes.
This
one,
is
yeah. I make that for the matcha company, so that's them who asked me to make that for them.
Want they got chocolate?
Yeah.
Which chocolate will you choose? Okay. And the chocolate that you will choose should give you your personality.
Oh dear, here we go.
Jer, sorry, it's for you. You have to pick one.
I've got it. I'm a caramel on my heart.
The caramel? Okay. We don't know how much, but we're gonna discover wishy. Your power of intuition are exceptional. Your big heart is twinned with canny judgment, and you can sum up situation in seconds.
Oh, I like that.
Did she have like to come with a solution today, no?
This is the Kenmare River. This is the Kenmare Pier. Originally built by the 3rd Marquis of Lansdowne in 1826. This is my room in the Park Hotel Kenmare. The hotel was built in the 1840s. This is in the central stairway of the Kenmare Hotel. Oh, wow.
Years.
30 years.
Wow.
And he, to me, is and I'm not sure if you're qualified in that sense, but a whiskey connoisseur.
Yes.
And I'm not going to say too much more because he can tell you all and enjoy. And thank you, John.
Not at all, you're very,
Yes,
very
what a
welcome.
wonderful
And you're all welcome
opportunity
to
for
us.
Excuse me.
So, and I suppose when we have one person sick, the early name for whiskey in Ireland is Ishkabaha, meaning of water of life. Because in the early days, the monks set out to create something to cure people. It was a long time away from enjoying it recreationally as we do now. And the same applied to the Latin, it was the aquavita, and in the French, the eau de vie. And distilling came to Ireland with the monks originally, coming here from the 400s up to about the 700s. We know from history that there's recording of distilling by Aristotle and stuff like that. And the still took a long, long time to evolve from the early days to where it is now. Yes, you can.
Right?
Yeah.
Get blind drunk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is 65%.
65% is the second distillation,
Okay.
and soon, it will, in years to come, it will be a whiskey.
Okay.
I was doing this at a Backroads tasting one evening, and a mum and her daughters were there, and the daughters went, "Chuck," and loved it. And the mum was horrified. And she said, "How did you do that?" And they said, "It's college, mum." Her mother, their mother, yeah.
I went to university to learn how to drink.
Yeah,
Not me personally, but.
yeah. And the mum learned more about whiskey that day than if she wanted to know.
Exactly.
But it has a good flavor.
It has a good flavour, yes.
It really does.
Yeah, and long, long ago, you never bothered aging whiskey. You would have it like this, but much, much rougher. Because you, in this, you don't have the foreshots or the feints. And chemically, there's about 20 different alcohols in a whiskey, which is quite a lot. So this is quite, I think everybody will say you could deal with it.
Now, Tennessee
So
whiskeys
this is
are
Jameson.
age how long in the
It's usually about 2 years.
but so if Jack Daniels is 8 years old, it's what do they do for the other 6 years?
Yeah,
Okay, here goes.
the angel's share. Isn't this much nicer now? And it's the colour and the flavour that you see now is coming from the temper.
It's a lot smoother.
Lots more.
Than the
and the
grain.
alcohol is brought down now as well, it's down to 40%. Yeah.
And the alcohol is brought down by
By
adding more
adding
distilled
distilled
water.
water earlier on, and then leave it in the cask as it is, and then out at the 40. See? And the grain then thinks, "Oh my God, I'm in the desert lost," so it stops.
Yeah, you
What
can
you
taste the difference.
Can
You
you?
get the peat straight away.
Smell the peat.
Yeah,
Lagavulin.
Lagavulin.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, beg your pardon, sir.
That's all right. That was
It was
busy for me.
something.
Lagavulin.
Yeah.
It smells like it's stronger than the last we had.
It is not stronger in that sense, but it's the peat makes you think so. Also, if you do this with this, if you put some of it in your hand, this is my morning aftershave always, and rub it like this, and then breathe it in. You just breathe in peat fire, smoke. Yeah, it's quite incredible. Yeah.
You can really smell the difference.
Yeah. There's a lot of iodine notes in here, a lot of sea notes, because this is right on the sea. So you get seaweedy notes or phenolic notes.
For a chemist, that's good.
Yeah. It is a Northern Ireland for a starter, but it's still an Irish whiskey.
Bushmills.
And Bushmills is there by license since 1608. That's the level one. And Bushmills distilled for 400 years
Save it, yeah.
before that,
That's what Bushmills up there back.
illegally.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
But this time it has been aged in the bourbon cask, and then moved to a sherry cask, and then moved again to a port cask. So one, you have the coppery colour of port. There's another little indicator that's in there.
This is the Bushmills aged
16
years?
Bushmills 16 years old, single malt,
Single malt.
and it really is lovely. It will be quite sweet, and you'll find little notes of sherry there as well.
Now, was peat used in?
In this one, no.
Thank you.
This is dried over like an anthracite type of fire, or now like gas or air dried.
Thank you.
And I'll try and find, while you're nosing that, I'll find where that is found. Okay.
No, she's
Good to me.
John,
don't
I'm
think
working
I've
on the
ever-
nose and I like the
I don't
nose.
think I've ever had Bushmills.
That was not strong.
Wow. What a difference. What a contrast
Yeah.
among all three.
What do you think of this? Ladies should like this more so than the middle one. Yeah, so do I. This is another one of my favorites. This is like the biggest cracker in town.
Here we go.
As Bushmills make something that's not aged as long too.
Oh yes, they do a white label, which is about at the same level as the James.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that's what I thought.
And they do one which is one of my real everyday favourites,
8
the
o'clock,
black label one.
8 a.m.
Yeah, maybe 12. Yeah, what do you think?
I like the
Okay.
my favorite.
Yeah, so this is an account of excisemen versus a neighbour who was watching what was going on. And he said, one morning I was driving up before breakfast and taking a turn in the beautiful valley, I saw before me at some little distance about 25 Highland horses tied to each other and carrying 2 kegs of whisky each. They were attended by 10 or 12 men, some in kilts, and all with their bonnets and plaids, and carrying large bludgeons. When they saw me approach, 2 of them fell back until I came up with them. They scrutinized me sharply and said, "'Tis a fine morning, sir," to which I responded. Then one turned to the other and said, "Ah, it's okay. You need not mind. 'Tis the son of Mitchell, the man on the high roads." He then turned to me and said, "Would you took a dram?" And on my saying yes, he took out of his pocket a round tin snuff box, then common, but without a lid, holding about a large wine glassful, and filled it with whisky from a bottle which he took out of his side pocket. After some kindly greetings and talk and drinking my dram, I passed on, and the other men politely touched their bonnets as I left, because they thought first that he might be a tax inspector. And when they realised it wasn't, it was the son of a neighbour, they kind of said, "He's safe, let's get on with it." And they offered him the drink. It keeps changing the drink, so you never get a hand.
Jameson, Lago,
And I always say, if you have a worry of
and
remembering,
Bushmills.
just think of what happened to the Titanic when they added the ice. It's the same with the whiskey. Ice to whiskey is fatal, the same as ice to the Titanic.
Well, I've noticed